Hello, my name is David, and uh, welcome. Today, I have a real pleasure to do something to share with you some information that I've been doing for 12 or 13 years now. When I went to get my mail on Monday, I found a copy of Small Business Taxes 2022. And uh, it says that it's number one small business income tax guide. I reference Barbara as America's premier authority, author, strategist on small business taxes. She is the primary source of information outside of the folks that actually uh, write the laws. Uh, Barbara's interpretation of those laws is held foremost. And the first thing I noticed when I saw the book was that it was a different size. This has always been the size of the book. 700 pages. This one had, I think, which was more than this one had 750 pages. The most that I'd ever seen. I guess the tax laws are becoming more complex, or Barbara's telling more tax preparation stories. When I showed when we did our conversation, as you will see, she actually had her copy of the book, the first copy off the press, and so she was making reference to real time, real life things. Uh, she told me that she had been pushing for this format for years, and they finally listened to her after all these years. Wow, it is a I when I read my copy of the book, I'm certainly not a tax professional. And I don't even understand or care to necessarily understand all the tax laws. But I will share an experience that Barbara and I had about 5 years ago, 6 years ago. She suggested that I get some software. Uh, there's lots of versions of software on the market. I don't even remember which one I got. And I went through the process of doing my taxes for that year, just by filling in the blank, giving the information that the template asked me to do. And I told Barbara after I completed that process, it was absolutely one of the best things I've ever done for my business, because as I went through my business line by line, I never I never knew all the things that were going on because, well, first of all, I'm a one person operation, and I don't know that you really have time to understand line by line. But it was a great experience. So I took that prepared, I printed out a copy, and I took that to my CPA. And that particular year, the CPA, all I asked him to do was to audit what I had done for him. Typically, as we're doing our taxes, small business taxes, we take shoe boxes of receipts and let the accountant. But this time, I was giving the accountant the actual tax form. So he audited that form. I don't know if we made changes or not. Probably made a few changes with his expertise, and he only charged me that year for the 1 hour of audit time that he spent going over it, which he certainly was entitled to. But it was not like my bottom line. My tax bill that year was decreased by several $100s, and I learned about I learned about my business, and so I'm cognizant of those things today, I hope. At any rate, uh, let me share with you how I read Barbara's book, and it's the way that I get the most value out of the book. The first thing I do, obviously, is as look at the table of contents, and she has 4 parts to this year's book, and then the chapters. There are 34 chapters, 34 different topics that she discusses, 4 appendices, and then an index. And then I read the message. I read Barbara's message, her preface, and her introduction, because you get a real feel for what's happening that year. And in fact, she will get you up to date with current day thinking very, very quickly. So, the way that I read the book as a non-professional, I will go. I will get the keywords of something, some information that I want to gather, and I will go to her index and find the keywords and find what pages is on what pages they are on. Then I can go to those pages and get an explanation of that particular subject. And then not too far away from that will be Barbara looking ahead, or Barbara giving an example. And as I'm looking here, she does that on every other page. It looks like she does that. So she totally keeps you in the game of what it is you're trying to do. And it's a great, valuable tool for me to do that. Then, if I want to learn something about my taxes, uh, something about the way my business is run, and the book always sits very, very close to my desk, as do a couple key books, and I will grab it, and if I've got 10 minutes, I'll pick it up and I'll turn to a page, and I'll read about. I won't read that page because that's not applicable. Advertising expenses, there's something applicable. And I'll read about, actually, I'm going to have to see what Barbara has to, how she explains it. I'm glad I opened at chapter 15 in the book. That's how I read the book. That's how I get my most value. The other thing that I'd like to say, it's printed on this book. The price is $23.95. When you go and buy on Amazon, you can buy it for a lesser price than that. Whatever. But what I tell folks is that it will be probably the best $24.95 investment you will ever make in your business, certainly for that year. And if any folks who buy the book and obviously are watching this video, if you don't think that you have that you receive $25 of value, only $25, you get in touch with me, and we will have a video chat about it. And if you can sell me on it, I will refund your money. I will refund your money, because we'll have a lot of fun doing it. Maybe that's like paying you for coming on to one of my broadcasts. Well, whatever. That offer will stand. I don't know that I'm going to share that with Barbara unless she happens. She probably will read this. This particular video that I'm doing will be posted in Facebook and LinkedIn. Of course, it's on YouTube. Who else? I don't know where else it'll go. Wherever we can find a home for it, we'll take the link and move it over. Barbara, thank you for our friendship. Our friendship that goes back years. You and I have gone through a lot of video technologies together, and That has been fun. I'll bet you and I have been engaged in a minimum of 12 uh, video technologies. We've been on websites all over you and I used to do a show on Friday mornings at 9 o'clock on entrepreneurship and small business. And it would not be unusual for that particular broadcast on that website where it was for 4,000 people to show up for that conversation. Those are the good old days. Okay, that's going to be it for this. Uh, I highly, obviously, recommend the investment. It's not even a purchase; it is a purchase, but investment in Barbara's book. You will not regret it. You will learn some new information, and you and your CPA can then engage in some conversations. That's a good way to use it. Read something and challenge your CPA with that particular concept. Well, Barbara said, I didn't mean to. Yeah, a lot of CPAs angry with me. So we'll see you the next time, which may very well be the best time.